Hey y'all, it's Jan. I hope you're having another great day today, and I am back at Bald Rock Heritage Preserve, where we're going to take another further exploration of what's to be found here. Taking a little look at the creek as we go along, and there's a little sluiceway, dam, whatever you'd like to call it, over there for it. I'm coming over the bridge right now at the main entryway off of Highway 276, and I wanted to talk more about the location today, explore some things we didn't get to last time, and we're going to cover some more things that need to be discussed about it. I do appreciate the fact they put up a nice new sign there to make sure that people see even better that there should not be graffiti here. You can see all the work that the Friends of Bald Rock have put in here. And just to be clear, I said something last time that wasn't the most flattering, is the fact that they wouldn't be able to get all this. They will over time. Eventually the rock will recover properly, as long as people don't continue to put new graffiti on it. But join me in exploring some more areas of this. We'll get down to it in just a little bit. Wanted to give everyone a slightly different view. This is the top of the cleft, and the topmost car is not too far away, but I'm at the edge of where the top portion meets the side. And it's a Saturday and it's a pleasant day, so there's a decent amount of people around. But right here at the top of the cleft where the trees are, it's a nice spot. Not too steep to get to. Actually, there's a family that is going down the side here and around. Right there, that's where the cars start. I'm going to bypass the ones that are higher up this time, most likely, since I visited them previously. Yeah, they're right there. I'm going to bypass those and go for the ones that are farther down, and I'm also going to try and visit the old pumping station again. But getting a good view of the side of the rock, I'm going to try and cover more space today. It is just an absolutely gorgeous day to be out. A little chilly, but it's nice. Now that I'm partway down and closer to the bottom, and not in all the crowds, I wanted to discuss a couple things. So last time I didn't cover the fact that this property is owned by the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources. That is different from the Park Service. Their funding is different, so the way things are handled is different. The Friends of Bald Rock and the SCDNR are attempting to get the cars that are in the cleft here that we're visiting pulled out. That's part of the reason why I'm here, is I was asked to try and chronicle them and get as much information as possible before they go. And the plan was that they were going to be taken out by this Tuesday, which will be before this video is actually posted. However, the clearance project may have been put on the back burner because they were trying to get a access road cleared to get a tow truck on here to tow it out, and from what I understand, the road itself is in such poor condition that the tow truck couldn't even make it. So that may be pushed back by several months. I would definitely say that if you're looking for a nice local charity to support, that you should consider supporting the Friends of Bald Rock so they can get more funds to get this area cleaned up. They definitely need the assistance, and there are volunteer days that they bring up all the time. I was trying to be here for one of them, but I couldn't. That was actually yesterday, but I know some people who were here working on it. But it'd be a very good idea to try and support this cause, to keep this area clean and to do good things for our community. But again, South Carolina Department of Natural Resources doesn't have the same funding as the Parks Department, so they only have so much that they can do regarding getting this area clean without further support. So it may be several months before they can get the funds to actually get the road fixed, to get the tow truck in, to tow the cars out. Hopefully it'll be faster than that, though. I haven't heard official word yet, but it's entirely possible. Okay, so there's a hawk flying in the distance there in the middle of everything. Just gorgeous. I don't even know if it's visible on the video, but I'm just admiring it here. We're going to keep trudging on our way down to the bottom to see what more we can see. Again, I'm going to try and record every bit of this and get as much as I can for posterity's sake, since it may not look like this for much longer. Hello from the bottom. So I'm at the other side of the rock that I stopped at last time. There's a car that I sat inside of last time and some of the wrecks around it, so those are areas already covered. Right here I have the completely crushed and crumpled form of something. Again, nothing I can recognize on it for markings or anything like that. but it has a nice metallic blue, and it's red over there. That one's red again. I had to do a little bit of climbing up here to get here from down there. I left my stuff back on the rock. So let's take a little look at some of these vehicles here. If I can get down without twisting my ankle. Stepping up this way was trying to get as high as possible. This is, you know, a truck bed of some kind. Maybe that emblem helps somebody. I'm not sure, because yet again, it's finding very little in the way of markings. Like there's a label, but you can read freezing, something about that, but that's about it. This one, pretty spectacular. I mean, the colors, whatever. It was red, but it rolled to a stop on this tree. And the tree clearly won that fight, because the tree's doing fine, and it is not. Not at all. And I'm pretty sure it crushed the other vehicle on its way down. And yet again, I can't be sure which of these came first, because this one looks in some ways like it's in better shape than some other things. I don't know. Front bumper's gone. Engine area is gone. You can see some old connectors in it going up there as well to like the, is the headlight actually housing still in there? Yeah. That's really cool. We're up above something else. Okay, so this is, yay, gnats, lots of them. Okay, so this is a Jeep. There's one we actually can identify. It's a Jeep. Woohoo! I like the car right behind it right there that I'm aiming at right now. I'll show you why in a minute, if you can't already tell, but yeah, here's a Jeep. And it's on its side and halfway buried. Oh, here's one of the things you got to watch out for. Like there's barrels and things down here. I worry about stepping on these barrels because they might break and I might fall through. And I've got funky pants on, but I'm worried that I might get scraped up on that, which I'd prefer not to. By the way, I spotted something while looking at that one up there earlier. Somebody left a syringe in it. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why some of these things need to be watched out for, because people do very stupid things out here. But here's why I love this particular car. The tree is growing up through it and swallowing it. So the undercarriage of the car is rotted through, no engine or anything, but the tree has gone right through the window. The smallest one too. Lots more cars to look at here. Okay, so there's an actual chrome bumper on front of this one. I'll watch my step because these are, again, barrels underneath my feet. Don't want to stop it. It's a spring. And here's, again, right there. There looks like parts from something. I don't know what it could be, and I don't know if maybe there's another car underneath these, because this car is here, but there's a tree that's essentially taken root over the top. Well, it's on top of, but underneath this car. That's just crazy. Logo here. And yes, I managed to leave my my fortified gloves at home, so I don't have them at all, which is dumb. Okay, so there's another tree that was growing through there. Didn't do quite as well as this one. And my feet are rocking on this. I'm going to be really careful walking on this. Okay, so looking up. Just starting with the blue metallic car there behind the rainbow truck. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that could be part of 5. I don't know, but let's just say 4. I am standing on 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then way back there in the distance is a 10th at least. So there are at least 9 cars here. Entirely possible that there are more than this. Oh, it's funny, this tree is just holding on firm despite the fact that it's rooted in the top of a car. Okay, so I mean, like that right there. Is that one of the cars that's underneath, or is that another car that I can see through the middle of this car? Just, there's so many. Look, that's not a good place to step. Okay. Any markings? I mean, this is a old hatchback. The one underneath it's like a yellowish color. Okay, that's part of the same car, so that's not a separate car. That's just the same one there. Let's see if I can find any markings on this. Like, is this flooring? Tiled flooring? Okay, someone might be able to identify this from the body shape. It's a hatchback. Primary color was orange. It's like metal sheeting or what? Oh, that's someone's done a polka dot spray paint pattern. That's really cool. Okay, so the outside was kind of striped. There's a racing stripe on it. That's kind of cool. Still no brand markings. I don't want to go reaching around inside without my gloves right now. This one here is just a hole and half buried. Someone's Nike flip-flop got left here. Shouldn't have been wearing flip-flops walking down here, pal. But let's see what we can see here. Yeah, there's really nothing to see on that either. This one right here that's squished might have, I don't know. Nah, doesn't have any better left. Not any better at all. The floor is rotted through in the middle. I would hate to have been someone standing on that or in that when that happened. It would have been very unpleasant for them. And this is another, probably Jeep, I'm guessing. And its top is squished in. So again, looking back up the way here at everything we can see. And I'm gonna stop here for a moment so I can grab my stuff and we can shift onward. All right, everybody, we have reached the bottom of Bald Rock. And as you can see, it actually levels out into a nice little area down here. We are at the total bottom of the rock face when you get here. And just to let you know, the way of getting down the first half to first third is not bad. It's pretty easy. It can be done by families without too much work. The second half down to the third three quarters is kind of rough, but not too bad. The last quarter is a problem. Like you have to be a little bit daring. Like I had to come down these rock faces here, and there's a way around it, but like going back up, I can't record that because I need my hands to actually climb that. And it's still not awful, but I need my hands. It's one of those things I'd love to invest in a GoPro for, but that's like third on my list of things I could use to make all of this better. The only thing that got down this far, there's one car, lots and lots of tires. As you can see, there are tires everywhere. More down there. A good deal of broken glass is visible underneath the leaves. I'm not blocking it with my shadow. Various colors over time. We got some barrels, more tires, lots of tires. And then we got like this last car here that we're gonna walk over to and examine, see what we can see. More barrels, an old metal jug of some kind. It's definitely not barrel size. Things here are generally older because most people don't take this step. It's a little challenging to get here, so they don't. Especially not when they're like looking for just wasting time and having fun with their friends. It's a little too far for them to want to go. Okay, so there's two cars down here. A shopping cart. A shopping cart. Brilliant. I'm going to weave my way through some briars. Because of course there's briars. Why wouldn't there be? We're in the backwoods of South Carolina. Of course there's briars. This one has a lot of parts still in it. Yeah, so two vehicles. I guess this may have been silver, maybe blue, a teal, and that. More tires. Let's see if we can find anything on this. Any marks? I mean, like, see circuitry boxes still in there. Trying to dodge my way around these briars. The door's crumpled in. That's probably where the name would be. Okay, so this is another Cooper hatchback. It's 2-door. This may have been a more recent one in some ways, and they just got it farther. And this one is just... I'm not going to stand on the door to do this. Am I really? Oh well. Ah, that was dumb. Okay, this one is burned as well as... And there's so little left of it. Like, looks like it was a truck, but it's been gutted by fire as well. I don't want to step through those briars and mess with them. I don't have my gloves. Genius. And then there's the previous vehicles we were looking at. So we're all the way at the bottom, and we've explored everything here. And if you want to total up all the vehicles I spotted in these two videos, you certainly can, and tell me how many you think you have, along with all the parts that we couldn't identify if they were a car or not. And again, a buggy from a grocery store. Wow, my brain just fried suddenly. I mean, it's a chilly day, but doing this is a little bit warm. And yes, I have climbed from this part previously. So you can ascend right there. There's a little bit of a shelf right by the top. No one's peeking over right now, but you can ascend all the way up there to the top through this. Okay, well, we're going to explore some other spots here. I will be back with you in just a minute. I have made my way back up about the halfway point again. I'm headed over into the woods towards the old well station from what I've been told. And I spotted something that's interesting. I imagine that this is likely caused by the recent windstorms and snow we had. So the tree had root here on the rock and stayed well for years, but then something blew it down. I mean, it's only recently done that because it's still doing fine. Well, it still has needles on it. Let's head towards the old well. And it's also good to see today, there's lots of families out here wandering around. I just passed a nice couple with their kids, carrying a baby papoose. They wandered down here to see it. He grew up here like I did and wanted to show his family something neat. The rock is very wet today. While I was at the bottom, I actually got stuck down there for a little bit because I couldn't find a way back up due to everything being so wet, which was not pleasant. I eventually got my way out, clearly, because I'm here. But along the way, I slipped a couple times, so that was interesting. Let's head on down to pumping station again. This, if you've followed me on Instagram or seen any of my stuff there, I've talked about this spot. This is on my list of places where I actually have ideas on modeling for photography, which is, I do photography a lot more than YouTube, honestly. I just need to have somebody to actually come model for me. I really appreciate that. So I have some thoughts for this spot. You can tell it's been raining a lot because the water's running much higher this time. So what I was told was this was like an old well pumping station. And I guess, I don't know. There's no obvious point there for it because it's a rock floor, but I mean, maybe they were channeling water into it from the stream. Yeah, it's going quite nicely. And there's the old pylons up ahead. We'll walk a little bit closer to them for once before we head on downwards. I'll move a little bit faster. Save us some time. I took a tiny bit of a break to retie my shoes and breathe after climbing. It was fun. Okay, so 3 pylons in a wall. Let's see if there's anything in like markings for where, okay, I'm not walking in there because that's all wet. See, I don't see any place for like a water wheel or anything to be included in this. I was told there might have been. I mean, if it was mounted above it, that would be one thing. There's no sign of any mechanism. All right. Watch my steps carefully here. I don't want to hit any wet patch and slide again. It's not nice to have your feet go out from under you, and when you catch yourself, have them go out from under you again. It would be nice to have a partner on these sometimes, so I have someone to watch out for me. Yeah, this is... Some days it almost looks too symmetrical. I don't know. Like it was designed to be open like this. But who knows? We're going to keep working our way downward and look at the waterfall in a minute. And I'm going to turn off the camera here for a second. I'll see you soon. The path seems to diverge into two paths at this point, and last time I went the one that was closer to the actual water. So I'm going to go back up onto the main path this time. Two roads diverged in a wood. This time I'm going to take the road more traveled and see if it makes all the difference. Because last time it kind of got me to a spot where I just didn't feel like going any further. So let's see if we can find something worth seeing this time. It'll probably be another pathway down to the same spot, but with slightly better footing, I'd imagine. At least now I don't hear anybody else back here in the woods. I'm pretty sure there were some teenagers hanging out down here earlier. Didn't want to interrupt anybody. Not something I need in my YouTube recording. Okay, so got a little rock here. Maybe an interesting overlook spot. Yeah, so we hugged the creek last time and ended up down there. This time, the path is actually diverging to the left of us a little bit here too. So we have, that's the path we took last time, I imagine. And then the path swings left to the middle. I think I'm going to swing to the middle path. In some cases, it may not necessarily be a path so much as a deadfall. Okay, so I guess this maybe was a path because it leads to like another overlook spot. It's amazing when you're walking in the woods, sometimes you can't see 10 feet in front of you what you're going to find, like this. So there's the creek below. You can maybe see it rushing through there. The question is, do I continue or not? And I think the answer is going to be that I'm going to continue off camera briefly and see what we can see. Like, I can't even tell where the highway is at this point, even though I know the highway is essentially straight that way, but I don't know how far down into this little valley we've gone. So I'll see you in a couple minutes after I find out what we find. Survey says that the pathway here leads to nothing. It just keeps leading farther and farther away from the stream. The path down by the stream gets down to the water, if I remember correctly, so it's not really passable either. I do know that there are some like old logging roads up here that are hard to traverse, and I think this might be one of them because of how wide it is for the growth. But that's really all I could find right now without continuing down, and we're kind of, feels like we're exiting the area a little bit, so I'm heading back up to the top. I do want to thank you yet again for taking the time to watch and learn and explore with me. And I'd especially like to thank the Friends of Bald Rock for the opportunity to information gather for them and their invitation to attend their events and do some stuff with them. I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to doing more going into the future with them in order to protect this site. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, anything, I am always happy to hear from you because I like interaction. That's really what I'm here for, is interaction with people. So please, even if you think my hat and shadow are stupid, by all means tell me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll stop really fast. That was something. Who knows what. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in.